Okay, so welcome to the video session for the grade 8 and 9, the Zambian syllabus. I am Teacher Mbanga, so please follow my channel, Teacher Mbanga, for more videos. Teacher Mbanga, please subscribe and follow. Just hit the notification button so that whenever I post a new video, it can be able to click. For more information about my services, my tuitions, and so on, you can hit me on 0971 21 61 62 so that we further interact. Okay, so this video, in this video, I shall talk about the human body. The first topic in grade 8, when you just pass grade 7 going into grade 8, the first topic that we shall expose you as a grade 8 is the human body. Grade 9, this is the revision because exam will cater grade 8 and 9 examinations. So make sure this is a revision. So this is my contact. Okay, so what are we talking about? You need to imagine, okay? You need to imagine how a penis looks like. You need to imagine how a vagina looks like. Both the side view, the front view. Yeah, those are the views that we have. The side views and the front view. Now, when we talk about imagine, we're not talking about seeing them in like real, this is the vagina, is the penis. If you are a male, it's easy, you can see your own penis. If you are a female, it's easy, you can see your own vagina. Now, you guys are young, so we are not encouraging to see the opposite. If you are a male, you should start searching for the vaginas. For female, if you are a female, don't start searching for penises in male. No, but use textbook, okay? Use textbook. We've got different main textbook. We've got Oxford, we've got Progress, we've got Roman according to Zambian writers. So pamphlets, try to take a look. How does the side view looks like? Be imagining. So this is a side view of a penis. This is how it looks like. That is the one I want you to have in mind. Okay, not the real one. Okay, unless you have it. This is the kind of this is the front view of the vagina from a textbook. So those are the ones that I want you to be having in mind. Okay, so having looked at them, what do we do now next? We need to picture. If I tell you to say, okay, let's start with the male reproductive system, I ask you, okay, can you imagine where the penis is? You have to try to say, okay, the penis is there. Such that if I give you a labeled diagram, A, B, C, D, and all sorts of letters, I ask, can you label the penis? You are able to point at it, you are able to label it as a grade 8, as a grade 9, then you'll be the best in the syllabus of Zambia, okay? Even other countries, the science is the same. If the penis has a certain position, everywhere it will be the same. So these videos can be used for other countries as well, but specifically when it comes to questions related, we'll be using the Zambian syllabus. Okay, now, so the urethra, know the position of the urethra. Where is it? Why did God make the urethra? Why is it there? Okay, the bladder, know the position of the bladder. Know the position of the bladder. The prostate gland. Prostate gland. Know where it is located. I'm them by tribe, so the LR syndrome. Sometimes a little bit challenge, but I'll try to control it. The epididymis. Know where it is located and why is it there. The testes. Others will say testes. Testes. Others will say testicles. That is still right. The scrotum. The scrotum, I'm sure I've already said about the epididymis or epididymis. It's still the same. Now let's go to the functions. Why did God create the penis? Number one, you can pause the video and try, then listen to the answer. Okay, so God created the penis, one, for reproduction purposes, to deposit sperms into the vagina. So as the created clearly states, to deposit sperms into the vagina. Okay, don't leave it hanging. To deposit sperm just like that. Where? In the river, in the bin. So this specific, where is it depositing? Into the vagina for reproduction. Okay. If you are not comfortable with to deposit. If you are not okay with deposit, you can use transfer. To transfer sperms into the vagina for reproduction. That is reason number one. Reason number two, to allow urine to pass through. A passage for urine to pass through. Two reasons I've mentioned. Do not forget as a grade 8. You know, the brain is like a bank. The more you deposit money, the more it keeps. And then the day you want that money, it will give it to you, the bank. So the brain, the more you will be mastering, the more you will be putting all this into your brain, the day of exams, it shall be able to give it to you. God will grant you grace to remember everything that you studied it. Okay? So that is the penis, the urethra. The urethra, you know, it's a little bit from the penis into the, it's a tube, okay? The tube. So the urethra, it allows two substances to pass through again, the urine and the sperms. Okay, everything we are doing is for the purpose of reproduction. The prostate gland. It looks like a leaf if you see it from a diagram. It looks like a leaf from a diagram. So this over here is a prostate gland. It's even labeled here called prostate gland. It's right there. So it produces fluid called semen. It produces fluid called semen. Semen adds color to the sperm. So that is the purpose of the prostate gland, producing fluid called semen or producing fluid for semen. Okay, to accompany the sperms. Sperm duct, what does it do? It allows, it's a tiny tube, so it allows the sperm to pass through. Okay, the sperms to pass through. Epididymis, very small tube. It allows, oh, by the way, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whichever time you are in. The epididymis, it allows, it stores, should we say, it stores the sperms, number one. Two, it allows the sperm to mature wherever it is. I'm smiling because teaching is my passion, so we do it with passion. Testes, they produce sperms. They produce male gametes called sperms. Then the scrotum, they are the ones that protect the testes. If the testes are not protected, they will not produce the sperms. So they must be protected. They produce good temperature, or should we say suitable temperature. If it's cold, it will adjust itself. If it is warm, it will still adjust itself. So that is the purpose of the what? The scrotum. So this is the male reproductive system. Pause the video and try to answer these questions that I'm going to bring out here. Okay? Now, I gave you these ones. So now you can try the questions. So I have some the label diagram here. There's a penis, there's a what. So try to pause the video, write down all the letters that it represents, then unpause the video and see if you've got them correct. Okay? So let's get to it. Hope you're ready. Let's begin. This is X. X represents the penis. Have you gotten it? Very correct. This is Y. Y is a urethra. Have you gotten it? Very correct. This is a Z. It's a bladder which stores what? Urine, not sperms. Okay? This is a prostate gland. It looks like a leaf. It's the one that stores what? Not stores but produces fluid for semen. This is a small tube called I've gotten it. Sperm duct. It does what? Allows sperm to pass through. This is P. It is the epididymis. What does it do? Very good. This is the testis. What does it do? This is the aura, which is the scrotum. What does it do? Temperature conducive. Who has gotten everything? Congratulations if you've gotten everything. If not, kindly reverse the video and be able to go through again. Now, let's end the video with what we call the female reproductive system. Remember, we're just transitioning from grade 7 going into grade 8 where we can learn about the human body. Okay, so the female has got few parts from the textbooks and so on and so forth. So the female, try to imagine it again. Try to imagine it again. We have the vagina. Female, they've got the cervix, the uterus, the fallopian tube, and the ovaries. Okay, so now, why is the vagina there? 3 reasons. Number 1, it receives sperms. Number 2, urine passage as a passage of urine. Number 3, a passage for the baby or the birth canal to act as a birth canal. Okay, write those down. Number 1, what did I say? You forgot to just paper. Number 1, it receives the sperms from the penis, or accept the penis from the penis. 2, urine of passage, or should we say passage of urine. Number 3, what did we say? Birth canal. It's where the baby passes from. Very good. Cervix, what is the function of the cervix? 2 reasons. 1, it connects the vagina to the uterus. 1. Number 2, it produces fluid or the mucus for lubrication. Produce fluid or the mucus for lubrication during the sexual intercourse, so that a girl is not hurt, so that a woman is not hurt. Well, let's not use girl because it's not right to have sex with a girl. The woman who is married, you guys, according to Zambian tradition, everywhere, sex before marriage is a sin according to the Bible, since the Bible is worldwide. So let's not engage into sexual activities, but let's wait until we get married, then we can enjoy. Uterus. The uterus, the other name of the uterus is the womb. It is where the baby develops. Okay? It is where the embryo develops. So the uterus, its other name is the womb. What does it do? It provides a site of what? Not reproduction, but a site of development. Okay? When you read further books, they will tell you to say the uterus holds the baby, holds the fetus, holds the baby. That is still alright. The fallopian tube. The fallopian tube, when I imagine a female, it's like that. So this is the female part. This is the female part. Just like 2 rods are coming down, and they come down like that. So the fallopian tube, the tube that is on the straight part, it is where fertilization takes place. It is where fertilization takes place. Okay? The other name, don't forget, grade 8, grade 9, Zambian grade 8, grade 9. The other name for fallopian tube, it is the oviduct. Oviduct. O-V-I-D-U-C-T. Oviduct. Okay? Where fertilization does what? Take place. So it provides where fertilization can take place. Ovaries produce ova. Okay, if you are not okay with ova, it produces ovaries, which is now the eggs, just like the egg cells, or the female garments. That's still right. So those are the ones. Okay, so let's cover this. Let's try. Now, these are the parts I want you to look at this. Can you do the pause? So this is my little drawing for a female. Do a pause. Try to label all of them and let's get to it. Are you ready? Let's begin. Have you gotten this? What is this? It is a vagina. Mark yourself with a red pen. That is the vagina. Let's get to that. That is the cervix. Very good, boy and girl. That is the uterus. What is the other name? Correct. The womb. This, look at D, look at part D. What is part D saying? Part D is the oviduct, or should we say, or the other name is the womb, then the oviduct for this, or the fallopian tube. What does it do? Fertilization takes place here. This is the ovaries, and these are also the ovaries. They produce female gametes, or they produce the egg cells. You can still answer like that. Who has gotten everything? Let me give a clap for you. You are a genius. You are storing money in your brain, which is very good. The other thing I want you to read, you grade 8, it's puberty. You can read on puberty, okay? But before puberty, let's take a look. Why should we keep this female reproductive organ clean? Why should we keep this male reproductive system clean? They will ask you the reasons why we should do so. So number one, to avoid bad smell. You know, you shouldn't smell bad. To avoid bad smell, to avoid infections, to avoid diseases, okay? So we don't want people to get sick of variety of infections or variety diseases because of not taking care of them. Female, they have what we call fungal, because the dirty everywhere in the toilet, what. So they get affected. Their vagina, you know, something happens to them. So we don't want that. So always keep the surrounding clean. Always make sure that your reproductive organs are washed. They are bathed very well. For male, the best way you can do is get circumcised. Okay? Get circumcised after grade 8, grade 9. So that's the best way. Female, just be washing with clean water, and so we don't advise to use soap because you may end up having cancer and other diseases. Okay, so wash with clean water and so on and so forth. So they'll ask you that question during the exam. Why? Give reasons. So those are the reasons. Reason number one. Perfect. Puberty. What is puberty? Puberty, ladies and gentlemen, it is simply the transition or the period, the changing of the body. You can use all those terms. So puberty is when the body develops into an adult. Okay? When the body develops into an adult, you begin to see some changes. You begin to see some changes. You begin to see some changes in your system. So on average, girls begin puberty at 8 to 13. You begin seeing some strange things with your body for girls from the 8 years to 13 years, in that range. For boys from 11 to 12, where others can delay up to 14 years, that is still alright. I remember I reached puberty should be 14 years when I was 14 years. So you need to be able to state the changes that associate with puberty. Boys, as male, when we reach puberty, the first thing first, the deepening of the voice. The deepening of the voice. So that shows that teacher Mark has reached what? Puberty. We also have what we call the underarm and pubic hair growth. Underarm and pubic hair growth. Here, you see some black hair, and you should be able to keep it clean. You buy a shaving stick and do the shaving. You do the shaving so that you are kept clean. Because if you don't do that, it begins to smell. It begins to do what? To smell. Okay. Wow, the growth of hair on the face. Yes, you begin to grow. This is the beards, as you can see, the side beards, everywhere there is hair on the face. That is what they mean. The penis grows longer and wider, and the taste gets what? Bigger. It is science, guys. We don't insult. You know, I'm a funny teacher. I use reality to learn. Wet dreams and ability to ejaculate. What is wet dreams? When you begin to remove sperms out of your penis. Just wake up, you find, oh, I messed up, mom, come and see. Yes, that is a wet dream. Every boy must undergo that to reach puberty. Okay, I don't know if others they are plenty using their wet dreams yet. Are we done with boys? Yes. What is number one? What did I say? Deepening of the balls, underarm, pubic hair, growth of hair, penis, wet pubes. Don't forget those four. We call them secondary characteristics. Okay, now let's talk about girls. Girls, are you ready? Hips get wider. Hips get wider. Breast develops. Okay, breast develops. A long time they used to tell us to say if boys start touching the breast, they begin to grow. Scientifically, no. Breast grows to show that you've reached puberty, you can have children. Okay, so avoid boys. When you see that you know the local language for breast? Boobs. So if they begin to grow, avoid boys. It's true. They will get you a baby, or they will make you have a baby. Underarm and pubic hair. So even girls, they begin to grow that, and under there it begins to appear. So what do? Same with boys. Get a shaving stick so that it doesn't smell. Body odor, you just begin changing. Others will go to pimples, others will go to what? The body changes from no longer the way it was. Menstruation, that is a cardinal. Menstruation, okay, monthly menstruation. This is when girls begins to undergo what we call periods. In maybe we can say local language, or not local language, but just period. Okay, it is a stage where now the eggs, they are no longer fertilized by the sperm, then they come outside in form of their blood. It takes about 3-4 days to do period, but well, it depends with the person and so on and so forth. But scientifically, about 3 days, that's the last thing of that. So that is about the first part of what we are calling the human body. We've talked about the male reproductive system, the female. We've talked about puberty. Then we also need to talk about the last part is fertilization. What is fertilization? It is the fusion of the male gametes and the female gametes. The fusion of the male gametes and the female gametes. The meeting of the sperm and the egg to form a zygote. So fertilization is the fusion of the male gamete and the female gamete to form a zygote. Don't say to form a baby. No. Okay, so yeah, so I'm Teacher Mbanga. Thanks for watching this video. Please like it and subscribe. I'm leaving you with questions, examination questions. So try these questions that you can pause the video, try those questions, then be able to send it to my WhatsApp line to just see if you can be able to do whether what you've done is right or what you've done is not right. The other part is you to try these questions. As you can see, all those are Zambian grade 9, grade 8 questions. As you can see, you can be pausing them and so on and so forth. These are all other questions that are there that we can try on the human body. They are from a Zambian syllabus. Those are Zambian syllabus. Those are the questions. So take note, next video I'll be able to produce the human body, the second part of the human body, which is fertilization and the embryo development. How does the baby develop? So this is what you'll be able to look at in the next video. Watch out for the next video called human development. How is a zygote formed? How does it transition itself into a baby? Okay, into a baby. Okay, I have been your teacher Mbanga. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.